Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am scrapbooking a couple of photos. Now I am actually going to be scrapbooking this on two different pages. These two photos are going to go together and then this one is going to go together. This one is going to be more decorative and this one on this side, like whatever layout is on this side, will have more of the journaling. So I have a lot I want to say about Alex coming home and with his car, his old Buick that is sitting in my garage currently. So I have these two photos. I also have this Paige Evans Go the Scenic Route paper. It's paper number 3, and you know I'm going to use this side because, ugh. So we're going to put that over here. I've also pulled out a scrapping reflection stencil, and I figured I'm going to tone this down in a big way. So I'm going to do that by using some paint, and I'm going to put it on with a dauber. So let's see what I can do. All right, guys, so I am starting out with this very busy postage stamp type paper, and I'm taking my scrapping reflection stencil and just use a little bit of washi tape to hold it over top. Now, I am using a dauber, and at first I thought I was just going to kind of like slide the white paint over the stencil like this, and then I decide that it's not giving me enough opacity. So I decide to go ahead and tap and pounce the dauber over the stencil instead of kind of like basically painting it on with a brush. And what that does is give me a darker opacity, and you can see that in the difference right there. I'm not going to make you watch me do that to the entire stencil because it's a little boring. But here is what it looks like once the stencil has come off and the paint has dried. Now this stencil, it does, I don't know how to describe what the stencil did to the stamping. So it's kind of weird because it tones it down, but it also makes it busier. And I know that that sounds ridiculous, but that is how I feel about it. So I am using this green paper from the project pad from Horizon. So I was using my Paige Evans collection for making with the manufacturers, but this wasn't one of those. It just happened to be something that I thought would be okay for this layout. So I also have this Polaroid that came as a cut-apart sheet, I think, and I don't remember if it was glossy accents or I embossed the tarnation out of it, but I made the photo part of it shiny. So I decided to matte that on some pink and place that on my layout as well. And then I pulled out one of my transportation type die cut cases, and I'm just going through and figuring out what I can use. Now this is actually an aviation collection of punch out die cuts, and I decided that I can use them for the picture of the car in the garage as well. So I go ahead and pull out some little gears and bits and things like that and go ahead and place it on the page. Now this is kind of a rustic, kind of distressed look where I've got this very bright, fun, colorful thing going on with all of the paper so far. And I totally don't mind mixing the two together. I really like what I end up with as a result of my finished layout. Now, I will say I was not too sure of it while I was putting on little bits and pieces of this, but in the end, I'm super excited for it. So I do decide to go ahead and use this die cut that says Route 66, and even though we are nowhere near Route 66, even though we're not even driving in these photos, it kind of evokes an emotional response. So Alex has this old Buick, and they did some work on it while he was home on leave, and then he took me for a ride in it. And you guys, okay, if you remember the old GM cars from the 80s, like it just evoked, and I've been saying evoke a lot lately, such an emotional response from me because it reminded me of my childhood. And he was so proud to be driving around in that car with me, and I was just as proud as him to be sitting in the car next to him as he gave me a ride in this old Buick. So I am looking for little things to kind of decorate the page. Like I said, the background has been toned down, but it's also busier, which putting all of this stuff on, you know, keeping my photos together, having this large photo mat, having a large area of embellishment, it kind of does make that more busy background like fade into the background. So I am trying to figure out, you know, how I want to place all of these little embellishments. I do have 2 die cuts on here that says drive, and I don't mind that whatsoever. I wanted to put these tickets on that said party pass and ticket to fun, but they didn't make it on the page. They might make it on another page. They might make it on the companion page to this. They might not. I'm not exactly sure yet. Oh, I guess they did make it on. Oh, it's these other ones. Okay. I knew that I didn't make some tickets go on, and they are the ones that say yes to new things and on the bucket list. They're still on my desk. I thought it was the orange and the green ones that didn't go on, but I guess those did. There I go, running my mouth without my brain engaging. So I'm going to use this little ticket that says Adventure Calls, and at first I was going to place it up here, up at the top, but I really didn't want it up there. It just felt a little bit off. So I went ahead and placed it down here at the bottom, since I have this big old hunk and cluster of kind of embellishment going on down here. I decided to use this map print heart, and I just used a foam dot to pop it up so that it would be the same height as the Route 66 die cut. I'm just going to tap that on there to get it to stick. And I'm given another check through my little transportation thing, and I see this little arrow, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is going to fill in kind of this little bit of blank space that feels like it needs something, but not a whole heck of a lot. So now I'm looking at this, and I'm trying to decide, do I need to put another title on here? Do I need to, those are the tickets right there, the say yes to new things and on the bucket list. So those were the first ones I had pulled out, actually. But there it is. Thank you guys so much for watching. What an abrupt ending, but at that point I just decided I was done and it was good to go. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I will see you guys again real soon for another video.